What if I told you that everything you've ever dreamed of, the confidence, the power, the life you've always wanted, is waiting for you, just beyond the walls of your own mind? But here's the catch. You've built those walls yourself, and the hardest part, tearing them down. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey that has the power to change your life. This is not just a path to self-discipline. No, my friends, this is a path to freedom. A path that great Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca once walked. They understood that true freedom comes not from indulging every whim and desire, but from mastering oneself. And today, we're going to dive deep into how you can master yourself, how you can reclaim your power and transform your life through the NoFap journey. The path you're about to embark on is not easy. It's filled with twists and turns, with dark nights and lonely days. But let me tell you something. Those who have walked this path before you have discovered something extraordinary. They've found a strength within themselves that they never knew existed. They've unlocked a level of confidence and focus that propelled them forward in life. And today, you will begin that same journey. This journey is about more than just abstaining. It's about breaking free from the chains that have been holding you back. It's about becoming the man you were always meant to be. And it all begins with understanding the stages of this journey. Each stage is a challenge, yes, but each one is also an opportunity, a chance to grow, to evolve, to transform yourself into someone you can truly be proud of. Stage 1, the honeymoon period, days 1 to 7. Let's start where every journey begins, with the first step. The moment you decide with unwavering resolve to embark on this path, you feel a rush of excitement. It's like a fire has been lit within you. This is what we call the honeymoon phase. In the first week, you're filled with a sense of purpose and resolve, and that, my friends, is the calm before the storm. The first few days feel incredible, don't they? It's as if a weight has been lifted from your shoulders. You're like a warrior who's just removed the chains that have been holding him down. You feel lighter, stronger, like you can finally breathe again. In the first week, you're filled with a surge of motivation. You tell yourself, this is it. This time I will change. And for a while, it feels true. But here's the thing about fire. It needs fuel, and if you're not careful, it can burn out as quickly as it was lit. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, believed that true strength is not shown in moments of ease, but in moments of struggle. In the Meditations, he wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." In this first week, you will feel that privilege. You will feel that fire in your heart as you wake up every morning. But remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And yet, the most difficult steps are often the ones that come later. You're excited now, yes, but excitement alone is not enough. Excitement is like a gust of wind. It can push you forward, but it's inconsistent. It comes and goes. And when the wind dies down, you'll find yourself standing still, facing the cold, harsh reality of your old habits. So, in these first few days, it's essential to harness that initial momentum, to fortify your resolve, because storms are on the horizon. Imagine a warrior who's been preparing for battle. He's donned his armor, sharpened his sword, and is ready to face his enemies. But what he doesn't know is that the fiercest battles are not fought on the battlefield, but within the walls of his own mind. This is the reality of the NoFap journey. You might feel like you've won just by deciding to start, but let me remind you, the journey has only just begun. In these first 7 days, your mind is your ally. It's encouraging you, cheering you on. But there's a part of you that's waiting in the shadows, biding its time. The part that's addicted to instant gratification, the part that's used to getting what it wants. That part will soon awaken, and when it does, you must be prepared. The Stoics believed that our greatest battles are the ones we fight within ourselves. "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior," said Confucius. And so, in this first week, you must train yourself for the battles ahead. Now let's talk about how you can use this first week to your advantage. This is the time to build habits that will serve you in the difficult days ahead. The Stoics practiced a technique called premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. They would visualize the worst things that could happen to them, so that when those things came to pass, they would not be taken by surprise. In the same way, you must anticipate the moments of weakness that will come. Picture yourself at the moment when an urge hits. What will you do? Will you give in, or will you stand firm? Here's a practical exercise for you. Every morning, take 5 minutes to close your eyes and visualize yourself saying no to temptation. Imagine the urge rising like a wave and see yourself letting it pass without being swept away. This mental preparation will strengthen your resolve when the real temptations come. During this honeymoon phase, you have a surge of energy. Harness it. The Stoics believed in the concept of arete, which means excellence in all things. You are not just abstaining from your old habits. You are choosing to live a life of excellence. Use this energy to focus on your goals, whether it's hitting the gym, starting a new project, or diving into a passion that you've neglected for too long. Channel that energy into something productive, something meaningful. But remember this: energy is fleeting. If you do not channel it into something constructive, it will turn against you. Just as water that stands still becomes stagnant, so too will your mind if you do not keep it engaged. So during this first week, create a routine. Fill your days with activities that align with the person you want to become. As the Stoics would say, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. As you reach the end of the first week, you may feel like you've conquered a mountain. But let me remind you, this is only the beginning. The winds are changing, and soon you'll be tested in ways you can't yet imagine. But take heart. The fact that you've made it this far means you have the strength to keep going. And remember what Seneca once said: "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." You've dared to take the first step. Now dare to take the next. Stage 2. The Urge Surge. Days 7 to 14. Now you've made it through the first week. You've tasted the sweetness of victory, felt the high of newfound strength and determination. But my friend, here's where the real journey begins. It's like the calm before the storm. You see, the human mind is a tricky thing. It knows you've taken something away, and it doesn't like that. It craves comfort, familiarity, and the easy pleasures that have kept you trapped for so long. And now, like a beast awoken from its slumber, your mind begins to resist. Welcome to the second stage, the urge surge. This is where most people stumble. In the first week, it was all about excitement and resolve. But now, in the second week, your mind starts to rebel. The cravings hit like waves crashing against a rocky shore, relentless, unyielding. You might find yourself bombarded by thoughts, memories, and fantasies. They come out of nowhere, when you're lying in bed at night, when you're scrolling on your phone, or even when you're trying to focus on work. It feels like your mind is attacking you, trying to break down the walls you've built. But let me tell you something. This is not your mind trying to betray you. This is your mind testing you, asking you, how badly do you want this? Because here's the truth. Every great victory comes with a test. Every hero must face the dragon before he can claim his treasure. The Stoics understood this. They believed that the obstacles we face are not there to stop us, but to strengthen us. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Facing the dragon within, Stoic strategies for overcoming urges. You are now facing your dragon. The urges, the cravings, the whispers that tell you to give up. But remember, this is your training ground. The discomfort you feel now is your opportunity to grow stronger. Think of it as a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal must be hammered, heated and shaped before it can become sharp and unbreakable. And right now, you are in the fire. The question is, will you let the fire break you, or will you let it shape you? Here's where Stoic wisdom becomes your greatest ally. When the urges hit, and trust me, they will, you must remember the words of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The urges themselves are neutral. They are just signals from your brain. They do not control you. You control how you respond. The Stoics practiced something called apatheia, which means a state of being untroubled by desires. It's not about suppressing your urges, but observing them without attachment, without letting them dictate your actions. Here's a practical technique you can use. When the urge hits, pause. Take a deep breath. And instead of fighting it or giving in, just observe it. Picture it as a storm cloud passing through your mind. You are not the cloud. You are the sky that watches it. By creating this distance, you reclaim your power. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who chooses how to act. The power of voluntary discomfort. Now let's talk about another Stoic principle that can help you through this stage, the practice of voluntary discomfort. The Stoics believed in deliberately exposing themselves to discomfort so that they could become stronger. They would take cold baths, walk barefoot in the snow, or fast for days, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they knew that by enduring discomfort, they could strengthen their will. Right now, you are practicing your own form of voluntary discomfort. You are choosing to deny yourself an easy pleasure, a quick hit of dopamine, because you understand that true fulfillment doesn't come from indulgence. It comes from mastery. So, when the urges strike, remind yourself, this is your training. This is your opportunity to grow stronger. This is you stepping into the fire and emerging as steel. And here's the thing. Every time you resist an urge, you are rewiring your brain. You are teaching yourself that you don't need that instant gratification to be happy. You are proving to yourself that you are in control. And let me tell you, there is no feeling more powerful than knowing that you are the master of your own mind. Navigating the emotional turmoil. Finding peace in the storm. As the days go by, the urges may intensify. You might feel frustrated, anxious, even angry. You might question whether this journey is worth it. But this is where you must dig deep. This is where you must remember why you started in the first place. The Stoics believed that every action we take should be guided by our highest values. So ask yourself, what is your highest value? Is it fleeting pleasure, or is it becoming the person you were meant to be? When the storm is raging inside you, find your anchor. For the Stoics, that anchor was the understanding that life is a constant flow of challenges. They embraced this flow, knowing that every challenge was an opportunity to practice their virtue. In your case, this challenge is the urge to relapse. But instead of seeing it as something to fear, see it as something to embrace. The urge is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Let me share a practical exercise to help you through this phase. Whenever you feel overwhelmed by urges, write down your thoughts. Grab a journal and let your mind spill onto the page. This will help you distance yourself from the intensity of your emotions and gain perspective. You'll realize that the urge is just a momentary feeling. It's not who you are, and it doesn't define you. The light at the end of the tunnel, what lies beyond the urge surge. As you reach the end of the second week, something amazing begins to happen. The urges that once felt overwhelming start to lose their power. You'll notice that they come less frequently and with less intensity. You've endured the storm, and now you can see the sky clearing. But don't get too comfortable just yet. The journey is far from over. You've made it past one of the hardest parts, but there are still battles ahead. But here's the good news. By making it through this stage, you've proven something to yourself. You've proven that you are stronger than your desires. You've proven that you have the power to choose a better path. And that, my friend, is a victory that no one can take away from you. As Seneca said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. You've chosen not to waste your time, not to waste your life. You've chosen to walk the path of mastery. As we move forward, remember this feeling. Remember the strength you've discovered within yourself, because in the next stage you'll face a different kind of challenge, one that is less about fighting urges and more about facing yourself. But for now, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. You've made it through the urge surge, and that is no small feat. You are becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient with each passing day. So take a deep breath, my friend. You've earned it, and get ready, because the next part of your journey is about to begin. The flatline phase is on the horizon, a phase where the real battle is not with your body, but with your mind. But remember, you are not alone on this journey. You have the strength of the Stoics, the wisdom of those who have walked this path before you, and most importantly, you have the power within yourself to see it through. Stage 3. The flatline phase. Days 15 to 30. You've made it through the storm of the second week, the surge of urges that tried to pull you back into old habits, and you might be thinking, the hardest part is behind me now. But let me tell you something, my friend. The real challenge is only just beginning. Welcome to the flatline phase. This is the part of the journey that no one talks about. The part where everything goes quiet, where the excitement and motivation you felt in the beginning seem to disappear, leaving you alone with your thoughts and your doubts. So, what exactly is the flatline phase? It's that period where, out of nowhere, your energy levels drop. Your motivation vanishes. You might feel like you've lost all your drive, your passion, even your desire to keep moving forward. It's like you've hit a wall, and no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to break through it. You feel empty, hollow. It's as if the fire that once burned so brightly inside you has been extinguished. And this, my friend, is where the true test of your resolve begins. The Stoics spoke often of enduring hardship, of facing life's trials with unwavering courage. Seneca once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." And that's exactly what this phase is about. It's about enduring the silence, the emptiness, the lack of motivation, without turning back to the easy comforts you once knew. Because here's the thing, this stage is where most people quit. This is where they give up, thinking they've lost all progress. But what they don't realize is that this flatline is not a sign that they're failing. It's a sign that they're transforming. Understanding the flatline, a Stoic perspective. Imagine a field that has been scorched by the sun. At first glance, it looks dead, lifeless. But beneath the surface, the soil is rich, preparing to give birth to new life. The flatline phase is just like that. On the surface, it feels like you've lost all progress. But deep within, your mind and body are recalibrating, healing from years of dependency on instant gratification. This is the stage where your brain is rewiring itself, breaking free from the old patterns that kept you trapped. The Stoics understood that the greatest growth often happens in silence, in solitude, in the moments when it feels like nothing is happening. But how do you endure this silence? How do you find the strength to keep going when everything in you is screaming to give up? This is where the Stoic principle of amor fati, the love of fate, comes into play. Epictetus taught that we must not only accept what happens to us, but embrace it, love it, because it is part of our journey. The flatline you are experiencing is not a curse, it is a blessing in disguise. It is the universe's way of forcing you to grow, to evolve, to become stronger. Embracing the darkness, learning to find strength in silence. This phase will test you in ways you never imagined. You might wake up in the morning feeling tired, unmotivated, questioning why you even started this journey in the first place. The passions and desires that once drove you forward have gone quiet. It's like being lost in a dark forest with no map, no compass. But remember, my friend, it is in the darkest nights that the stars shine the brightest. Here's something you need to understand. In this phase, the enemy is not the urges, it's not the cravings. The enemy is your mind. It's the voice that tells you, what's the point? You're not making any progress. Just give up. But the Stoics believed that our greatest power lies in our ability to choose how we respond to the world around us. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." So, in these moments of darkness, you must guard your thoughts carefully. Do not let them become your prison. Instead, let them become your light. Practicing Stoic exercises, enduring the flat line with grace. So, how do you navigate this phase? How do you find the strength to keep going when everything feels meaningless? The Stoics had a practice known as retreating into yourself. It was a form of inner reflection, a time to turn inward and find peace amidst the chaos of life. In the flatline phase, this practice can become your greatest weapon. Every day, take time to sit in silence, to reflect on why you started this journey in the first place. Remember the pain of your old habits, the chains you've broken free from. Let that pain remind you of the freedom you are fighting for. Another technique is to practice gratitude, even in the midst of emptiness. The Stoics were masters of gratitude, always focusing on what they had rather than what they lacked. Each morning, write down 3 things you are grateful for, no matter how small. It could be the warmth of the sun on your face, the taste of your morning coffee, or simply the fact that you are alive to fight another day. Gratitude is a powerful force, one that can lift you out of the darkest of places. Facing the mirror, confronting your inner demons. But here's the hardest part of the flatline phase. You will be forced to confront yourself. Without the distractions of urges and cravings, you are left alone with your thoughts, your fears, your insecurities. And that can be terrifying. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing every flaw, every weakness laid bare before you. But the Stoics believed that self-examination was the key to self-mastery. Seneca once said, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." In this phase, you must find your port, your reason for sailing, your why. This is the time to dig deep, to ask yourself who you want to become and what you are willing to endure to get there. Let me give you a practical exercise for this. Every evening, take a moment to journal about your day. Write down the thoughts that troubled you, the doubts that crept into your mind, and then challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought true, or is it just a shadow trying to deceive me? By shining a light on your doubts, you take away their power. Seeing the light, the breakthrough that awaits. As you push through the flatline phase, something incredible begins to happen. It may not happen overnight. It may not even happen in a week. But slowly, you will begin to feel a shift. The heaviness that once weighed you down starts to lift. The emptiness you felt is gradually replaced with a sense of peace, a calm that comes from knowing that you've endured, that you didn't give up when things got hard. You will notice that your mind becomes clearer, your emotions more stable. You'll feel a new kind of strength rising within you. Not the fiery strength of the honeymoon phase, but a deeper, quieter strength. This is the strength that comes from resilience, from enduring the darkest nights and emerging on the other side. And when you look back, you will realize that this phase, the one that felt like it was breaking you, was actually the phase that made you. This is the crucible in which the old you is burned away, leaving only the person you were always meant to be. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The flat line is not the end of your journey, it is the gateway to your transformation. You are being stripped down, purified, prepared for the next stage. So take a deep breath, my friend. You've made it this far, and what lies ahead is the breakthrough phase, a time when all the work you've done will start to pay off, when you will begin to see the fruits of your labor. But for now, be proud of yourself. You've endured the silence, the emptiness, the doubts, and you're still standing. That, in itself, is a victory. Stage 4. The breakthrough, days 30 to 60. Congratulations, you've made it through the toughest phases, the storm of urges, the deafening silence of the flat line, the days where every fiber of your being screamed at you to give in, but you didn't. You chose to endure. And now, you're standing at the brink of something incredible. Welcome to the breakthrough phase, a time when everything begins to shift, when the darkness that once clouded your mind starts to lift, and you begin to feel truly alive once again. In this phase, something magical happens. It's as if the fog that's been clouding your mind begins to clear. You wake up in the morning feeling lighter, more energized. You notice a sense of clarity that you haven't felt in years. Your mind is sharper, your focus is stronger, and for the first time in a long time, you feel free. Free from the chains that once bound you, free from the compulsions that controlled your every move. You've crossed a threshold, and now you're beginning to see the fruits of your labor. The Stoic concept of eudaimonia, living a flourishing life. The ancient Stoics believed that the highest good was not pleasure, nor wealth, nor fame, but eudaimonia, a state of flourishing, of living in accordance with your highest values. And that, my friend, is exactly what you're beginning to experience now. This breakthrough is not just a temporary high, it is the beginning of a new way of living, a way of being. You're no longer controlled by your urges, no longer a slave to instant gratification. You are learning what it means to live with purpose, with intention, with a sense of inner peace that comes from mastering yourself. But let me be clear, this is not the end of your journey. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. The breakthrough phase is a time of great reward, yes, but it's also a time that requires vigilance, because with every new level of growth comes new challenges. The Stoics taught that we must remain humble in our victories, never becoming complacent. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." You've come so far, but the waves will continue to test you. It is up to you to remain unshaken, reaping the rewards, the return of energy and confidence. One of the most noticeable changes in this phase is the surge of energy that begins to flow through you. It's as if a dam has broken, releasing a flood of vitality that you didn't even know you had. You find yourself wanting to take on new projects, to dive into your passions, to engage with the world around you in ways you never thought possible. This is not just physical energy, it's mental energy, spiritual energy. It's the energy that comes from knowing that you are in control of your life, that you are no longer held captive by your old habits. You'll also notice a shift in your confidence. The way you carry yourself changes. You walk with your head held high, your shoulders back. People around you start to notice it too. They see the change in your eyes, the calm confidence that comes from a place of inner strength. This is not the arrogance of someone who feels superior to others. This is the quiet confidence of someone who knows who they are, someone who has walked through the fire and come out the other side. Embracing the moment, the Stoic practice of mindfulness. In this phase, it's important to ground yourself in the present moment. You've spent so long fighting, struggling, enduring. Now it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. But remember what the Stoics taught about success. It is fleeting, it is temporary, and it must be met with humility. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In other words, do not let this newfound energy and confidence go to your head. Remain humble, remain grounded, and continue to focus on what truly matters. A powerful practice during this phase is to cultivate gratitude. Every morning, take a few moments to reflect on how far you've come. Think about the challenges you've faced, the battles you've won, and the strength you've discovered within yourself. Gratitude is like a shield. It protects you from falling back into old patterns by reminding you of the journey you've taken. The Stoics were masters of gratitude. They believed that by appreciating what you have, you guard against the endless desire for more. Channeling your energy, the importance of purpose. One of the greatest challenges during the breakthrough phase is deciding what to do with all this newfound energy. For so long you were focused on fighting urges, on enduring the flatline, on pushing through the darkness. But now you have a choice. The question is, how will you use this power? How will you channel this energy into something meaningful? The Stoics believed that a life without purpose is no life at all. Seneca once wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This is your time to explore, to grow, to find new passions and new projects that align with your highest values. This is where you can begin to create, to build, to manifest the life you've always wanted. But be mindful. Do not let your energy be scattered in 100 different directions. Focus is the key. Choose 1 or 2 projects that truly matter to you and pour your heart into them. Let this be a time of creation, of growth, of becoming the person you were always meant to be. Navigating the risks, avoiding the trap of complacency. But here's the danger of the breakthrough phase. It's easy to become complacent, to think that you've made it, that the journey is over. But let me remind you, the moment you think you've arrived is the moment you begin to fall. The Stoics understood this. They believed that life is a continuous journey, a process of constant growth. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Stop wishing for something to happen. Stop looking for it to come from outside yourself. Instead, seek for it in yourself." This is your time to double down, to continue the practices that have brought you this far. Here's a practical exercise. Every night before you go to bed, reflect on your day. Ask yourself, did I live today according to my highest values? Did I use my time wisely, or did I fall back into old habits? By constantly reflecting, you stay vigilant. You remind yourself that the journey is not over. It is simply evolving. Preparing for the next phase, the rebooting phase. As you approach the end of the breakthrough phase, you'll start to notice that the changes you've made are becoming more permanent. The habits you've cultivated, the discipline you've built, are becoming second nature. You're no longer fighting against yourself, you're working with yourself. But remember, my friend, this is still not the end. The next phase is the rebooting phase, where the real transformation begins. This is where your mind and body start to fully heal, where you begin to see the long-term benefits of your journey. But for now, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. You've made it through the storm, you've endured the silence, and now you're beginning to see the light. This is your breakthrough, your moment of triumph. But do not rest on your laurels. The journey is not over, it has only just begun. As you move forward, remember the words of Seneca. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Each day is a new opportunity to grow, to learn, to become the person you were always meant to be. So take a deep breath, my friend. You've earned it. And get ready, because the next part of your journey is about to begin. Stage 5, the rebooting phase, days 60-90. You've reached the point where most people never get to. You've pushed through the urges, endured the flatline, and emerged victorious on the other side. But the journey doesn't stop here. You are now entering the rebooting phase, a time when the changes you've made begin to solidify. This is the phase where your mind and body start to truly heal from years of conditioning, where you finally begin to feel the deeper, more profound benefits of this journey. The rebooting phase is where the temporary victories of the earlier stages turn into lasting transformations. This is not just about abstaining anymore. It's about recalibrating your entire way of living. Your brain is rewiring itself, your body is resetting, and your spirit is finding a new sense of balance. It's as if you've been wandering through a dark forest for years, and now you've reached a clearing where the sun finally shines through. But as with every new phase, this one comes with its own challenges. The Stoic concept of living in accordance with nature. The ancient Stoics believed that true peace and fulfillment come from living in accordance with nature. They taught that we should align our actions with our true purpose, that we should seek harmony with the world around us and within us. And that, my friend, is exactly what the rebooting phase is about. You are learning to live in a way that aligns with your highest values, free from the chains of instant gratification. You are returning to a more natural state, a state where your mind is clear, your body is strong, and your spirit is at peace. But let's be clear, this phase is not about perfection. It's not about becoming some idealized version of yourself. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and committing to a life of growth. The Stoics understood that progress is not a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, of victories and setbacks. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look there." In this phase, you must continue to look within, to tap into that source of strength that you've been cultivating for the past few months. Rewiring your brain, the science of the reboot. Let's talk about what's happening on a deeper level. For years, your brain was conditioned to seek out quick fixes, easy pleasures. It was wired to crave the dopamine hit that came from instant gratification. But during the rebooting phase, those old neural pathways are being replaced. Your brain is healing itself, creating new connections that align with your new lifestyle. This is why you may start to notice significant changes in your mood, your energy levels, and your overall outlook on life. It's as if a fog has lifted, and now you can see the world with fresh eyes. Colors are brighter, sounds are clearer, and you find joy in the simple things again. You're no longer chasing after the next hit of dopamine because you've learned that true happiness comes from within. This is what the Stoics meant when they spoke of ataraxia, a state of serene calmness, of unshakable tranquility. You are no longer a slave to your desires. You are the master of your mind. The challenge of sustaining growth, avoiding relapse. But here's the thing, just because you've made it this far doesn't mean you're invincible. The rebooting phase is a time of great reward, but it's also a time of great vulnerability. Because with this newfound energy, this newfound confidence, comes the risk of slipping back into old habits. It's easy to become complacent, to think, "I've made it. I don't need to be as vigilant anymore." But let me remind you, my friend, that vigilance is the price of freedom. The Stoics were well aware of the dangers of complacency. They believed that we must always be on guard, always aware of the traps that lie in wait. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." You must continue to be the master of yourself, especially now when the temptation to slip back into old habits may return. The rebooting phase is your chance to solidify everything you've learned, to make it a permanent part of who you are. Using Stoic reflection to maintain progress. During this phase, it's important to continue the Stoic practice of daily reflection. Every evening, take a few moments to review your day. Ask yourself, did I live according to my values today? Did I use my time wisely? Did I stay true to the path I've chosen? By reflecting on your actions, you keep yourself accountable. You remind yourself of why you started this journey in the first place. One of the most powerful exercises you can do during this phase is called negative visualization. This is a technique the Stoics use to remind themselves of the fragility of life. Picture what it would be like to fall back into your old habits, to lose everything you've gained. Imagine how it would feel to let yourself down, to betray the person you've worked so hard to become. By visualizing the negative consequences, you strengthen your resolve to keep moving forward. Reaping the rewards, the benefits of the rebooting phase. As you progress through this phase, you'll start to notice profound changes, not just in your mind, but in your body as well. You'll feel stronger, more energetic, more alive. Your sleep improves, your focus sharpens, and you find yourself able to handle stress with greater ease. This is because your body is healing itself from the inside out. Your brain is no longer overloaded with dopamine, your nervous system is more balanced, and your hormones are stabilizing. You might also notice that your relationships improve. You're no longer looking at people as a means to an end, as objects to satisfy your desires. You begin to see them for who they truly are, to connect with them on a deeper level. The Stoics believed that one of the keys to happiness was sympathia, the understanding that we are all connected, that we are all part of a greater whole. In this phase, you begin to live that truth. You find joy not in taking, but in giving, in being of service to others. Preparing for the next phase, the transformation, days 90-180. As you approach the end of the rebooting phase, you're no longer just abstaining, you're thriving. You've rebuilt yourself from the ground up, and now you're ready to take the next step. The next phase is the transformation phase, a time where the changes you've made become deeply ingrained, where you begin to flourish in ways you never thought possible. But for now, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. You've made it through the hardest parts of the journey. You've endured the urges, the flat line, the doubts, the temptations, and now you are reaping the rewards. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be. But remember, my friend, the journey is not over. There are still challenges ahead, still battles to be fought, but you are no longer the person you were when you started. You are stronger, wiser, more resilient. So take a deep breath, give yourself a moment of gratitude for all the progress you've made, and get ready, because the transformation phase is about to begin. And in that phase, you will discover a version of yourself that you never knew existed, a version that is free, powerful, and truly alive. Stage 6. The transformation. Days 90-180. You've crossed the threshold into a new realm. You've come so far from where you started, and now you stand at the doorway of the transformation phase. This is the part of the journey where everything you've learned, everything you've endured, begins to manifest in your daily life. The changes you've made are no longer just temporary adjustments. They are becoming a permanent part of who you are. You are not just abstaining anymore, you are transforming. Let me be clear, this phase is not just about celebrating how far you've come. It's about embracing the person you are becoming. It's about stepping into your new identity with confidence, with purpose, with a deep understanding of who you are and what you stand for. The Stoics called this process arete, the pursuit of excellence in all things. In this phase, you are no longer fighting against yourself. Instead, you are aligning with the highest version of yourself, living with integrity, discipline, and a renewed sense of inner peace. The true meaning of transformation, becoming the best version of yourself. What does it mean to truly transform? It's not just about changing your habits, it's about changing your mindset, your outlook on life. It's about letting go of the old narratives that have held you back, the stories you've told yourself about who you are, what you can't do, and what you don't deserve. In this phase, you are rewriting those stories. You are creating a new script, one where you are the hero, the master of your destiny. The Stoics believed that we have the power to shape our character through our actions, through our choices. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This is your time to live out that wisdom. In the past, you were driven by impulses, by desires that controlled you. But now, you've learned to control those desires. You've developed a level of self-mastery that most people never achieve. This is the essence of transformation, not simply changing your behavior, but changing who you are at your core. And as you continue on this path, you will notice that the world around you starts to change as well. Your relationships, your career, your goals, all begin to align with the new version of yourself. The power of self-mastery, living as a Stoic sage. The Stoics spoke often of the sage, a person who has achieved self-mastery, who lives in harmony with nature, who is unshaken by the storms of life. In this phase, you are beginning to embody that ideal. You are no longer reacting to the world around you. You are responding with intention, with purpose. You've learned to pause, to reflect, to choose your actions based on your highest values. You've become a person of substance, a person who lives with integrity. Let me share with you a powerful Stoic practice that can guide you through this phase: the dichotomy of control. The Stoics believed that there are things within our control, our actions, our thoughts, our responses, and things outside of our control, like other people's opinions, external events, and the past. By focusing only on what you can control, you free yourself from anxiety, from worry, from regret. You become grounded, centered, unshaken. In this transformation phase, it's crucial to remember that you are not defined by your past mistakes. You are defined by what you choose to do right now, in this moment. Harnessing the energy of transformation, pursuing your life's purpose. As you continue to transform, you'll notice a new energy flowing through you, a sense of purpose, a drive to achieve something greater than yourself. This is not just about abstaining from destructive habits anymore. It's about channeling your energy into something meaningful. You are no longer just surviving, you are thriving. The Stoics believed that every person has a unique purpose, a reason for being. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Now is your time to embody that wisdom." Think about it. What is your purpose? What is the impact you want to make in the world? This is the time to explore those questions, to dive deep into your passions, to pursue the goals that set your soul on fire. Use the discipline you've developed on this journey to fuel your dreams. You've proven to yourself that you have the strength, the resilience, the focus to achieve anything you set your mind to. Now, it's time to put that strength to good use. The challenge of staying true, avoiding the pitfall of relapse. But as with every phase, there are challenges here as well. The greatest danger in the transformation phase is complacency. You've come so far, you've achieved so much, and it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, "I've made it, I can relax now." But remember, the journey of self-mastery never truly ends. The Stoics believed that life is a continuous process of growth, of learning, of becoming. As Seneca said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." In this phase, you must continue to practice the disciplines that have brought you this far. Do not let your guard down. Keep reflecting, keep meditating, keep focusing on what truly matters. Because the moment you stop growing, the moment you stop striving, is the moment you start to slip back into old patterns. The Stoics understood that vigilance is the key to a life of virtue. So remain vigilant, remain focused. Remember why you started this journey in the first place. Embracing the joy of the journey, finding meaning in everyday life. One of the greatest gifts of this phase is the realization that happiness does not come from external achievements, but from within. You've spent years chasing after pleasure, after distractions, after things that never truly satisfied you. But now you've learned that true joy comes from living in alignment with your values, from embracing the present moment, from finding meaning in the small, everyday moments of life. The Stoics called this eudaimonia, a state of flourishing, of living in accordance with reason and virtue. And that is where you are now. You are no longer driven by fleeting pleasures. You are driven by a deeper sense of purpose, a sense of inner peace. You wake up in the morning with a sense of gratitude, a sense of joy, knowing that you are on the right path. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new way of living, a way that is filled with meaning, with love, with joy. Preparing for the final stage, the mastery phase, 180 days and beyond. As you approach the end of the transformation phase, you are no longer just abstaining, no longer just rebooting, you are flourishing. You've reached a level of self-mastery that most people can only dream of. But remember, my friend, this is not the end. There is one final phase left, the mastery phase. This is where NoFap becomes a way of life, where the practices you've developed become second nature, where you fully embrace your new identity as a person of strength, of integrity, of wisdom. But for now, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. You've transformed yourself from the inside out. You've overcome challenges that would have broken most people. You've become a person of substance, a person of character, a person who lives with purpose. And as you prepare for the next phase, remember this. You are not just someone who has overcome their past. You are someone who is building a brighter future. So take a deep breath, my friend. You've earned it, and get ready, because the mastery phase is about to begin. In that phase, you will not just maintain your progress, you will ascend to a level of self-mastery that will change your life forever. Stage 7, the mastery phase, 180 days and beyond. You've come so far, you've endured the storms, faced the darkness, and emerged transformed. And now you find yourself standing at the summit. This is the mastery phase, the final stage, where everything you've learned, every challenge you've faced, comes together to shape the person you've become. This is not just the end of a journey, it's the beginning of a new life. In this phase, the practices you've cultivated, the discipline you've developed, are no longer just habits. They've become a part of who you are. You no longer have to force yourself to resist temptation. It's simply not a part of your world anymore. You've mastered yourself, your mind, your desires. The chains that once held you down have been broken, and now you are truly free. The essence of mastery, making self-discipline a way of life. But what does it mean to truly master yourself? It's not about being perfect. It's not about never facing challenges again. It's about embracing the flow of life with grace, with confidence, with the wisdom you've gained. The Stoics believed that mastery is not the absence of struggles, but the ability to face them with a calm mind and an unshakable spirit. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And that, my friend, is the essence of the mastery phase. At this point, you've learned to control your impulses. You've built a fortress of discipline around your mind. But mastery is more than just control. It's about flourishing. It's about using your newfound strength to build something meaningful, to leave a legacy, to contribute to the world in a way that only you can. You've become a master of yourself, and now it's time to share that mastery with the world. Living with purpose, the legacy of a Stoic life. The mastery phase is where you shift from simply maintaining your progress to thriving, to making a real impact on the world around you. You're no longer just focused on your own journey. You're looking for ways to lift others up, to inspire those who are still struggling. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes not from selfish pursuits, but from living in service to others. Seneca said, "He who lives for himself is truly dead to others, but he who lives for others lives forever." This is your time to live that truth. In this phase, your actions become a beacon of hope for others. You've walked the path, you've endured the hardships, and now you have the wisdom to guide others who are just starting their journey. This is the highest form of mastery, not just controlling your own mind, but inspiring others to find their own strength. Staying vigilant, the continuous journey of self-mastery. But here's the truth. Mastery is not a destination. It's a continuous journey. Even now, there will be moments of doubt, moments where old habits try to creep back in. The difference is that now you have the tools, the discipline, and the inner strength to face them head-on. The Stoics believed that we must never become complacent, never assume that we have reached the end. As Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Always be a student. Always seek to grow. In this mastery phase, it's important to keep challenging yourself, to keep pushing your boundaries. The moment you stop striving is the moment you start to decline. So continue to practice the Stoic exercises that have brought you this far. Daily reflection, mindfulness, gratitude, and the pursuit of excellence. Let these principles guide you as you move forward, not just as habits, but as a way of life. The joy of living in mastery, finding peace and fulfillment. One of the greatest gifts of reaching this stage is the sense of peace that fills your heart. You are no longer at war with yourself. You've learned to embrace the flow of life, to find joy in the simple moments, to be present in everything you do. This is the state the Stoics called ataraxia, a state of unshakable tranquility. You no longer seek happiness outside of yourself because you've discovered that everything you need is already within you. You wake up every day with a sense of purpose, with a clear vision of who you are and what you stand for. You are living a life of integrity, a life of virtue, a life that you can be proud of. And that, my friend, is what it means to live as a master, not just of your actions, but of your mind, your spirit, your entire being. Closing thoughts, the never-ending path of growth. As you continue forward, remember that this journey is never truly over. There will always be new challenges, new opportunities for growth. But you've proven to yourself that you have what it takes. You've climbed the mountain, and now you're ready to climb even higher. The journey of self-mastery is a lifelong pursuit, and every step you take, every victory you achieve, brings you closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and for embarking on this journey of self-mastery with me. I hope you found value in understanding these stages and how you can apply Stoic principles to transform your life. Remember, the path of self-discipline and growth is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Keep pushing forward, keep striving for excellence, and most importantly, never give up on yourself. Now, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, let me know which stage you're currently in, and share one lesson you've learned on your journey so far. Your story might just inspire someone else who's struggling to keep going. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And if you know someone who could benefit from this journey, share this video with them. Let's grow this community together, and let's keep each other accountable as we all strive for mastery. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay strong, stay disciplined, and remember, you are capable of so much more than you realize. Until next time, keep walking the path of excellence.